We started those screenings, by the way, at the Pope's house. So that's a weird thing, which is, but like we got invited to start our advanced screening tour by the Pope in his private screening room at his house.
You screen at the Vatican, right? Or no, or like
Yeah,
near
but
it?
it's not just the Vatican. Like the Vatican City has got their own theaters and stuff. Like this is in the Pope's house. So he has a screening room built in 900 AD. It's an old chapel. The sound is horrible. If you had that as a screening room in LA, nobody'd go to it.
Right.
But you walk in, you go through the Swiss Guard, you go into his compound. Like my wife and I have some pictures of us standing in the Pope's driveway. You're like, really? The Pope's got a driveway? That's
right.
I didn't think about that. And then you go in and you feel kind of the weight of history and the people that have been invited to screen their movies in this little tiny screening room, or the household names of our industry, Martin Scorsese and people like that. And, it was such a unique way to kick this off, and then to kind of go through that tour of different advanced screenings like the one we did at Vanderbilt, and, to see how audiences react to it. And I think it's part of, I think that comes from the authenticity of telling kind of the good and the bad of what it's like to be a combat chaplain.
Well, I think now would be a perfect time to play this trailer and let the audience in on just a little taste of what you've been talking about. So we are going to play this trailer now.
For over 200 years, combat chaplains have provided the bedrock of care for every branch of the military.
Our chaplains are non-combatants. They go into a battle space without a weapon. You have to be fearless to do that.
That's me, comforting the injured soldier when I was a chaplain. But after I left the military, I struggled to make sense of my experiences when I got home.
Justin was definitely a different person when he got back.
And then, something completely unexpected happened.
Long-lost Army chaplain has finally been identified 70 years after his death.
Chaplain Emil Capon was one of the most famous, most heroic combat chaplains in history. As I had been there for so many others on the battlefield, I knew that I should be there when Chaplain Capon was laid to rest. And maybe it would help me sort through why I was feeling so lost. As I set off, I felt I was being led by the inspiring stories of combat chaplains of all faiths who came before me.
Chaplain Litkeep carried over 20 men for evacuation.
The 4 chaplains from the Dorchester, that is one of the greatest examples of chaplaincy.
I came to this moment where I realized it's time for you to stop preparing warriors to meet the enemy and start preparing them to meet eternity.
Being a chaplain is a quiet profession of service, and chaplains rarely make headlines. So I was shocked when I realized that people from all over the United States came together in the spirit of Emil Capon to honor him, and to honor the service of every one of us who has ever accepted this calling.
This is the valor we honor today. An American soldier who wielded love for his brothers so pure that he was willing to die so that they might live.
If you look at any war at any given time, a chaplain was there, equipped with a fighting spirit that provides a refuge in the fight.